Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Gabe Fowler here with Fit by Fowler Personal Training. Today I kind of wanted to talk about my first year experience with trying to start a brand, start in my personal training career, I guess you could say. I just really wanted to talk about it because I'm sure there's people that are younger than me that maybe want to start getting into personal training. Maybe people even my age that decide, hey, I want to be a personal trainer too. So just my first year experience of doing that and getting into building a brand and that sort of thing. Thoughts going in before I even got started was that I thought that, well, being a trainer, when I came out saying I'm a trainer, it's going to be like, oh, people are going to be rushing to, get healthy and come to me for advice and that sort of thing, just by saying that I'm a trainer. And I think that is true to a certain extent. There were people that have reached out to me and asked for some help and things like that. I think most of it is really just trying to show your knowledge and prove that you know what you're talking about. I think it was less than I thought it would be, starting off. Which is understandable, because when you're starting off with something, people don't really necessarily know you yet or know you as a trainer yet. So that kind of was interesting to me, because I thought that, there'd be a lot of people just jumping out of the woodworks trying to come, train with me and that sort of thing. And that really wasn't the case right away. And even still now, I'm still working to get there. Now I understand it's not that simple to just put a priority in their health sometimes. That's just the honest truth. So that's one thing. One thing that I've also learned is that just because you know how to train yourself doesn't mean you know how to train other people. And I think a lot of guys, including myself, of course, think like, oh yeah, I've been training for a while. I know how to train myself. I can train anybody now. And that's just not the case. It's actually a lot harder, I feel like, to train other people, because you have to go back to what you remember and think about different cues and different steps that they can do so that they can be successful just like you were when you first started. So that's what I've been kind of experiencing now as I'm starting to train more people, is just that trying to think of different ways to make it easier for people, because it's not as simple as saying, all right, lift this bar just like this, and they get it right away. Some people get it faster than others, and you just have to understand that being a trainer. Guys that look good themselves think that, oh well, I look better than this guy, so obviously I'm a better trainer than him, and that just might not be the case. It's just like with school. Just because a professor is a lot smarter than another one possibly doesn't mean that they necessarily know how to teach it better than someone else. And I think I'm really seeing that too. Is just that you can't go just based off of what you think you know, and people to just learn just off of looking a certain way. And you can't really be intimidated by looking at another trainer and saying, oh wow, the trainer looks better than me, I'm sure they're getting more clients than me, or people are going to trust them more. It kind of goes both ways. Yes, some people will go to that trainer because they look better, but then other times they might actually scare some people. And also, just because someone looks better themselves doesn't mean they fit with everybody's ideals and know how to train certain types of people. So there's just so much to think about. And I think that's one thing I'm learning, is to not really pay attention to a lot of what other people are doing, and really just trying to be myself and understand that, yeah, some people are going to be better trainers, but it might not always be the ones that I'm thinking of are the better trainers. Another thing that I'm learning is that just because you know a lot of people when you first start doesn't mean that that's going to be everyone that's going to support you. And what I mean by that is, when I started off, I thought, oh well, I'm gonna start a fitness brand, and everybody I knew from high school was gonna support. I'm gonna have a bunch of followers, and everybody that's following me on my personal page is gonna translate over to my business page, and it's just gonna be smooth sailing, trying to get people to support me. And I'm realizing that that's not the case either. And I'm thankful for all the people that I knew in high school, or even know now, and still talking to now, that are following and supporting this. But there's just a lot of people that maybe you thought would you know, be kind of pushing stuff out there or helping you out or that sort of thing that just didn't, you know, carry over, which you can't blame people because, I mean, I know people have their own lives. I'm sure there's plenty of things going on with other people's lives and they're trying to do their own thing that I don't even know about or necessarily supporting as much as I could. So you can't really blame other people for that. If you're thinking about starting a brand, whether it's in fitness or anything else, that just because you knew a lot of people doesn't mean that your business necessarily is going to just carry on and grow super quick just because you knew a lot of people. You really still have to prove yourself and show the people that, hey, I got some over here, and you know, you should really support it, and that it's worth support. That just comes with time. Is people will support once they see that you're doing something, and that's just a natural habit. You know, we don't really want to be the first to support something sometimes, and a lot of people are just like that, where once they see that everybody is kind of behind you, then they kind of follow in after. You know, you just can't blame people, you know, for just not seeing it right away. So that just comes into play with believing in yourself, and that's what I'm still trying to do, is just really get more confidence and believing in myself and what I'm doing, because I know that what I'm doing is something that can help a lot of people, not just physically but mentally, because I really like to focus on the mental side of getting into exercise and eating right and that sort of thing. This year, as far as my personal brand goes, I really could have done more, honestly, and that's the truth. I mean, and I realized that it's been about a year, and so looking back, I just realized I could have done a lot more. I kind of been busy with it, but not productive, and not taking bigger strides to actually do something productive. And so that's on me, and that's something that got stuck in that motivation stage, which, I mean, this page, this brand is about motivation, but it's also trying to get people to take action on whatever it is they're passionate about. And I think that's where I kind of messed up, is I got stuck in that motivation stage, but haven't really taken much action. I mean, taking small actions here and there, but then I kind of regressed back into the motivation, planning, and not really doing anything, you know? And I think that's why people bag on like the whole motivation, like motivational quotes and all that sort of thing, because it's like people get stuck in that, they don't really do anything. So I think that's a big thing. It's like, it's one thing to get motivated, but it's another to actually go out and do something. So I say that to tell anybody that's starting their own brand or getting into personal training, is that you have to, at some point, stop with the motivation stuff. You still get motivated, but also use that motivation to actually take action on something. And that's what I'm starting to realize now, and I'm really trying to plan out an actual plan, a game plan, actually take action on things I need to do so that I can grow and become the brand that I want to be. Yeah, I mean, if you're listening out there, again, just don't get caught in that whole motivation planning stage. You gotta go out and do. I think the cool stuff about the branding was, picking your colors, picking your name, designing a little page, and that sort of side of it, and that's cool. That was fun, and I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be more to come, but I think you have to start getting down to the actual work of it, and understand that you're starting a business, so it's like there's more to it than just the cute colors and logos and branding side of it, the fun creative side. There's the get down, learn the systems, and really develop something. So I think that's where I'm at right now. Really trying to get into doing more of the real grind of it, and not just the little fun stuff that anybody can just necessarily do. Trying to step outside my comfort zone. Even making this video today is just me stepping out of my comfort zone. I mean, realizing that just putting something out there, not trying to be perfect with everything, not trying to make sure the lighting's the best all the time, and just really putting more stuff out there and trying to help other people is really important to me. So I'm trying to work on that now, and really doing more, being more consistent. I think that's been a problem for me too, is just letting school get in the way and be my personal excuse, which I tell people not to make excuses for things, and that has been my personal excuse. So it's really something that I'm trying to work on. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it's just looking back on my first year and saying that I could have done more, and I gotta change it. So this year, you know, I have been learning, I have been growing. I wouldn't say it's been a complete waste, but I definitely knew that looking back, I could have done better. And I hope that a year from now, I would be in a much better place than I am right now. I just wanted to share this video with you all. I'll reflect on my journey so far, it being a year out, and hopefully just share some guidance with anybody that's out there wanting to do their own thing, still kind of hesitant on going out there and doing their own thing. So I hope you all will continue to follow me and come along this whole journey with me. I want to thank everybody, first of all, who's been watching this and who's been with me from the start. Let me know if you have any suggestions of things that I should be doing as far as the business, the brand, videos. Other than that, I want to thank you. You can check this out on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook for the full video. And I'll be sharing some clips on Instagram, that sort of thing. Again, I want to thank you all, and I'll see you next time.